some people hear stories about filmmakers that didn't go to film school.
Sure.
What are some pros and cons about film school for someone who may be debating, should I or shouldn't I, because of these other stories?
Yeah, I mean, certainly those are out there, and it's a very competitive field. The advantages of going to film school is, you develop that filmmaker mindset that I was talking about. You get access to a network of alumni or professionals. Professionals like coming to the university to speak with students. They have a captive audience who's going to listen, and then a lot of times you can turn that into a networking opportunity, so you can start to establish those. It's a sort of a protected moment to try some things out, right? You're in school, you can try out different things, figure out where your voice is and that kind of thing in a way that isn't necessarily dependent on your paycheck. And then a lot of our students can take advantage of the honors college, which allows you to do an honors thesis. So you can leave college as an undergrad with a calling card film and say, like, here is my thesis film. So again, when somebody says, I really like what you're doing here, I really like talking to you, have you ever made anything? You can say, yes. Not only did I make something, but it was vetted by faculty who looked at it and said, like, yes, this is connected to the theory and history and lineages of filmmaking and makes sense and is legible to those who are in the industry.
Back in the day in film, it used to be short, like silent clips, you know what I mean? Whereas today on social media, we have short form, but we also have, audio, music, dialogue to go with the visuals. So, like I said before, it's definitely growing and easier to do and still make that short form or long form content.
And the form, right? You start to see this development of the narrative film as opposed to the cinema of attractions, which were more like viral videos in the 1900s and early teens, where it was like shorts that were silent, that were all about motion, and then you start to get the evolution of narrative. So I would say more cyclical than evolution.
What's your favorite genre of wardrobe?
My favorite genre of wardrobe?
Yes.
Gosh.
He asked everybody this, don't worry.
Yeah.
Cut there.
My favorite genre of wardrobe.
We'll cut after, just keep going.
That's a good
We
question.
have plenty of card.
I've never thought of what's my favorite genre of wardrobe. In all honesty, it'd have to be science fiction. We got much more interesting things with, armor and interesting tech, things like that. So I guess it would have to be science fiction.
I haven't given it a ton of thought. The first thing that came to mind after you mentioned it was like period pieces, right? That often get talked about. And then I remember, maybe a decade ago, everyone was obsessed with the wardrobe in Mad Men.